Have you ever wondered why some people work for 10 years? Their salary keeps increasing. Their income is much higher than before. Yet their bank account is still empty and their debt keeps growing, while someone else, with only an average income, manages to build savings, buy assets, and gradually have more and more money left over to invest? Quiet Wealth welcomes you. Today, I'm going to speak directly, honestly, and all the way to the core. I'm not holding anything back. Because there is a harsh truth that the sooner you understand, the sooner you can escape the poverty loop. I've observed the money market long enough. I've seen many people rise. And I've seen many people pull themselves down. And after all of that, I've realized one very clear thing. Most people are not poor because they earn too little. They are poor because they buy the wrong things. It sounds simple, right? But the truth is, it's both simple and brutal. Because those wrong purchases often look perfectly normal at the moment you make them. Everyone buys them. Society encourages you to buy them. Your friends praise you for buying them. You may even feel a bit more valuable after you buy them. But they are like termites eating away at the foundation of your house. You don't hear them. You don't see them right away. By the time you notice, the foundation is hollow, and your financial house can collapse with just a light wind. That's why today, I want to share with you 5 things that most people buy without thinking. 5 things that seem necessary, seem deserved, seem like everyone does it. But if you truly want to be wealthy, truly want freedom, truly want capital to step into the financial markets with dignity, you must stop buying them immediately. And let me be clear, I'm not talking about small, trivial expenses. I'm talking about asset killers. Things that can quietly take hundreds of thousands, then millions, from you over the course of your life. Before we begin, I want to remind you of this. This channel exists to share wealth-building thinking for entrepreneurs, investors, and those who want to enter the asset-owning class. If you want to receive this information for free, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. I sincerely wish blessings upon everyone who likes this video. May you achieve financial freedom sooner. And more importantly, may you achieve peace of mind when you look at your money without fear. And I'll say this clearly as well. What I share here is my personal perspective, focused on financial thinking and consumer behavior, for educational and reference purposes only. I am not giving buy or sell recommendations for any asset. You are ultimately responsible for your own decisions. But if you are willing to listen to the end, and willing to act, I believe your life will be different. Alright, let's start with the first one. The thing I call, the moment you sign away your freedom. Buying a brand new car. I know what you're thinking. Everyone needs a car. It's transportation. It's safety. It's convenience. I agree. I'm not against owning a car. I'm against buying a brand new one at the exact moment when its value begins to fall the second you drive it off the lot. Think about it. A new car, freshly delivered, feels amazing, doesn't it? The smell, the interior, the screen, the feeling that you've leveled up. But how long does that feeling last? A week, a month, maybe a few months. Then it becomes normal. But the money you lost is not normal. It's real. It's immediate. And the most brutal part is that you usually don't even calculate that loss. Because you comfort yourself with the sentence, "At least I have a car." Let me be blunt. A car is a depreciating asset. It does not generate cash flow. It's like a bucket with holes. You pour money in, and it leaks out every day. The more you pour in, the more it leaks. The moment you buy it, it loses value. After a few years, it loses more. Maintenance, tires, insurance, registration, parking, fuel, fines, endless costs. If you finance the car, you also pay interest. And that interest is what makes people think they own something, when in reality, they're paying it off. I've seen many people with very good incomes dragged down every month by a car payment. They say, it's only a few years. But those few years are years you are tied down. Years you cannot accumulate capital. And during those years, The financial markets may offer opportunities that you miss simply because you lack cash flow. Have you ever seen a deep market downturn? Some people see opportunity and buy quality assets at cheap prices. Most people don't, not because they don't know. They know, they read, they comment, but they don't have money. Their money is locked into monthly payments. And a new car is one of the most common of those payments. Here's a principle I live by. If something makes you look rich but actually makes you poorer, it's not a reward, it's a trap. New cars often fall into this category. You look fine on the outside, but inside, you begin to lose freedom. You start choosing jobs because of payments. You tolerate things because of payments. You delay investing because of payments. And just like that, you trade your future for a temporary feeling. So what should you do? I'll keep it simple. If you need a car, buy a used one. Choose a reliable model, easy to repair, that holds value reasonably well. And most importantly, fits your cash flow. If you can pay in cash and still have an emergency fund, still have savings, still invest regularly, then you can talk about upgrading. But if buying a car removes your ability to accumulate, that's shooting yourself in the foot. Don't measure your life by what you drive. Measure it by what you truly own. The money in your account, your emergency fund, your investment portfolio, and your ability to say no to things you don't need. The next thing I want to talk about is something that makes many people look fine on the outside, but completely drained on the inside. Buying a home that exceeds your income capacity. Let me be clear, I'm not against home ownership. A home is shelter. A home is psychological stability. Many people need that stability. I understand. The problem lies in the words, exceeds your capacity. It means taking on too much debt for too long, and hoping the future will carry the weight of the present. You need to understand this. The financial system wants you to borrow as much as possible, because it earns from interest. It does not live your life. It does not carry your stress. You do. And when you overstretch for a house, you enter what I call, rich on paper, poor in life. When the house price goes up, you feel good, but will you sell? No. You still live there. Does that paper gain pay your electricity, food, education, healthcare? No. You still pay everything with monthly cash flow. And if all your cash flow goes to the house, you have nothing left to invest, to learn, or to protect against risk. One unexpected event, and panic begins. I've seen many people paying enormous monthly amounts. They live like they're running on a treadmill, running non-stop, going nowhere, and they comfort themselves with, "At least I own a home." But do you know what's truly scary? Owning a home but losing your health. Owning a home but losing freedom. Owning a home but losing choice. You might argue that a home is an asset. I agree, but every asset has an opportunity cost. If all your money goes into a house, you lose diversification. You lose the ability to seize opportunities in financial markets. And you lose the most important thing, flexibility. Here's my personal view, especially relevant to investing. Many people say they want to invest long-term. They say they believe in good companies. They say they want to build assets. But in reality, they can't. Why? Because their money is locked into fixed obligations. Mortgage payments, car payments, credit cards, endless bills. When opportunity comes, they can only watch. Then they blame the market. But it's not the market. Their life has no margin of safety. An investor who wants to survive must have margin of safety, not only in their portfolio, but in their life. If you buy a house that makes you breathless every month, you are stripping yourself of that margin. So what's reasonable? Don't buy based on the maximum others are willing to lend you. Buy based on what you can pay while still living comfortably, still holding at least 6 months of emergency expenses, still investing regularly, still spending on self-improvement. If you feel like you must pray that nothing goes wrong just to keep up, then it's not suitable. A home should be a foundation to build assets, not an anchor that drags you under. The third thing sounds small, but it burns money very fast. Buying brand new furniture and fully decorating your home all at once. Many families buy a home and their first move is not building an emergency fund. Not planning cash flow. Not thinking about investments. They go shopping. Sofa, dining table, bed, cabinets, lights, rugs, art. Everything must match. Everything must look like a showroom. And they don't realize they've turned their home into a massive consumption project. Listen carefully. New furniture will not help you sleep better if you're in debt. A beautiful couch will not make you happier if you're under pressure. A luxury dining table will not make your family warmer if you're financially stressed. Peace comes from cash flow, from reserves, from breathing room. I don't promote extreme frugality. I promote intelligent living. You can buy used furniture. You can buy piece by piece over time. You can start with essentials. A bed to sleep, a desk to work. The rest can wait. And here's the strange thing. When you buy slowly, you buy better. When you buy everything at once to feel complete, you buy emotionally, under pressure, and you regret it later. Furniture depreciates. It doesn't generate income. It creates feelings. And feelings fade fast. Money doesn't return that fast. Think like an investor. Tens of thousands spent on depreciating items means losing both money and opportunity. But if you keep that money, build reserves, or invest regularly, you buy time, you buy freedom from pressure. And that is true luxury. I've seen many people with beautiful homes and chaotic minds. Why? Because they turned their home into a stage. They live for other people's eyes. They want compliments, but they don't look at their account. They don't look at their future. They don't look at the price they're paying. Do you know what real wealth is? It's being solid without needing praise. It's living simply with confidence. It's choosing function and value before appearance. The next thing will offend many people, especially younger ones. This is the biggest trap of our era. The trap of technology. The trap of the latest. The trap of constant upgrades. A phone still works perfectly fine. A new model comes out. And suddenly, there's an itch. In the hand. In the mind, you feel left behind. You feel inferior. So you upgrade. Then a smartwatch. Then earbuds. Then a laptop. Then a tablet. Then monitors. Accessories. And you call it investing in work. Partly true. Mostly self-deception. Technology is a tool. It should serve you. When you chase it, you are serving the seller's revenue. And you're turning your money into a purchase of being updated. Many people earn normally but spend like they're rich. That gap is the source of debt. Don't think tech purchases are small. Every upgrade is lost capital. Capital that could compound if invested. But in tech, it ages every day. Here's a market observation. People who crave novelty in technology often bring the same mindset into investing. They don't like waiting. They want fast gains, hot stocks, new names, chat rooms, rumors, volatility. They call it investing. In reality, it's dopamine addiction. The market does not reward sensation seekers. It rewards discipline, value, planning, and most importantly, stable cash flow for the long game. To have stable cash flow, you must cut endless upgrade spending. You don't need the newest version to live. You need the best version of yourself. And that version is built by discipline, not toys. Using a phone for 4 years doesn't make you inferior. Using a laptop until it truly needs replacement doesn't make you poor. It makes you richer. Because it preserves capital. It preserves options. It preserves your ability to invest. Now we come to the final thing. The most controversial one. You only live once. People say, yes, you live once. But you also live once with the consequences of foolish decisions. The fifth thing is luxury experiences beyond your means. I'm not against travel. I'm not against enjoyment. I'm not against experiences. I'm against spending to prove something. Spending for photos. Spending to keep up. Spending to escape stress that was created by spending in the first place. See the loop? An expensive trip. A luxury resort. Premium tickets. Just to know Just to be worthy. Sounds nice. But if you have to swipe a card, finance it, borrow, or say, "I'll deal with it next month," that's not an experience. That's buying trouble. The bitter truth is this. You spend money for 1 week of pleasure. Then repay it for months. You trade 1 week of excitement for months of burden. And during those months, you lose investing ability. You lose safety. You lose peace. I've met people who say they have no money to invest, no money to build assets, but they have money for an expensive trip. When asked why, they say, "I need healing. I understand healing, but if you heal by creating financial pressure, you're not healing, you're postponing pain." Experiences can be cheap and deep. A nearby trip, a road journey, a simple beach day, a warm meal with family. Real memories don't need to be expensive. Only the ego does. Here's an uncomfortable sentence. If you need to prove to others that you're living well, you're not living well. Those who truly live well don't need to prove it. Their stability comes from financial foundations. Now let's pause and look at the core. The 5 things I mentioned are different on the surface, but identical at the root. They are spending money to buy feelings. The feeling of leveling up, of deserving, of not losing, of living, of succeeding. Feelings are the most expensive thing when bought with money you haven't earned enough. If you want wealth, you must learn to delay feelings. Delay gratification. The wealthy are not people who never enjoy. They enjoy at the right time. They don't destroy the future for present pleasure. They build the future for lasting enjoyment. And since many of you watch this channel for investment thinking, let me say this clearly. Investing does not start with stock selection. It starts with capital creation. Without capital, you are always on the sidelines. You can study charts, valuation, analysis, opinions, but you lack ammunition. No ammo, no shots, no capital, no purchases, no cash flow, no averaging, no reserves, no resilience. I've watched many market cycles. Beginners don't lose because they're stupid. They lose because they're weak. Weak psychology, weak cash flow, weak discipline. When the market shakes, they panic. When it falls, they cut. When it rises, they chase. The loop repeats. Why are they weak? Because their financial base is fragile. When you buy new cars, oversized homes, full furniture sets, endless tech upgrades, and luxury experiences, you force yourself to make money fast. And when you must make money fast, you chase risk, you leverage, you overuse margin, you believe promises of quick gains. And that's when you become prey. Margin is not inherently evil. It's a sharp knife. It belongs to disciplined, experienced, risk-managed people. If you're already choking on consumer debt and add leverage, you stack risk on risk. The ending is rarely pretty. Remember this. The truly wealthy don't need to win fast. They need to survive long. Long in the market, long in the game, and to survive long, you must live below your means. Now let me recap in a way that sinks into your subconscious. Every time you want to buy something, ask one question: is this building my assets or consuming them? If it consumes, pause. Then ask another: if I don't buy this, what will this money become in 10 years? The answer may shock you. Money never stands still. It either grows or decays. It grows when placed into productive assets with discipline. It decays when placed into depreciation and feelings. Let me share a true story from my own life. There was a time when I worked very hard. My income increased, and I was tempted to reward myself. I thought, I've suffered enough. I deserve this. Then I asked myself, deserved by whom? 1 week of pleasure, or my future self 10 years later? That question saved me from many bad decisions. I chose to keep capital, build reserves, invest consistently, and something strange happened. A different kind of happiness appeared. The happiness of control, of freedom, of not bowing to bills. Do you know where financial freedom begins? Not with a big number. It begins when you're not afraid of small shocks. When you have reserves. When payments don't choke you. When you can say, it's okay, I can handle it. With that foundation, you enter the market differently. You no longer beg prices. You don't see candles as fate. You don't chase crowds. You stay calm. You choose businesses, value, cycles, strategy. Time stands with you. In the market, there are moments of panic selling, bad news, fear. Those with capital and discipline stay calm. They don't enjoy others' fear. They simply act when prices become reasonable. Those without capital watch, or worse, sell in fear and buy back in greed. Then blame the market. But it was never the market. It was their foundation. This may feel heavy. My goal is not to scare you. It's to wake you up. Life is short. Don't let 10 years pass with you standing still just because you bought the wrong, normal, things. Do a mental exercise now. Think of the 3 largest expenses you made last year. Ask yourself, did they increase my capital? If not, that's okay. You only need one different decision from today. From today, pause before buying a new car. Pause before overstretching for a home. Pause before buying full furniture sets. Pause before upgrading tech just because it's new. Pause before luxury experiences driven by fear of missing out. Each pause doesn't steal joy. It buys your future. Some will say, where's the joy in that? I ask back, what joy is there in monthly anxiety? In constant pressure? In working without rest because rest means no money? In hoping for luck to pay debts? That's not joy. That's self-deception. True joy is having choice. You can go, but you don't have to prove it. You can buy, but you don't need to feed your ego. You can upgrade, but only when it truly adds value. You can live simply and still feel rich. Because your richness is internal, rooted in stability. If you've listened this far, I bless you once again. May you be alert enough to see the trap of normality, disciplined enough to walk against the crowd when needed, patient enough to accumulate, brave enough to be misunderstood as cheap, while you quietly build freedom. Let me leave you with one final reminder. Knowing is not the hard part. Doing is. Doing means being different, less to show, fewer comparisons, more silence. But remember, no one can pay your debts for life. No one can live your life for you. You must choose short-term praise or long-term freedom. Temporary feelings or real assets. Other people's eyes or your own life. Many people spend their entire lives chasing a better car, a bigger house, newer clothes, more luxurious trips, newer phones, and call it success. One day, they get tired. They look back and realize they did everything except build wealth. They spent everything except accumulated assets. They chased everything except their true goals. If you want change, start with one decisive cut. Just one asset killer. Take that saved money and build an emergency fund. Then invest consistently. You don't need to go big. You need to go steady. The stock market rewards consistency. Life does too. Let me repeat. Investing is not gambling. It is the result of discipline. And discipline starts with controlling how you spend. If this video helped you, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Share it with someone you care about who is stuck in the wrong spending loop. I sincerely wish everyone who liked this video early financial freedom. If even 1 or 2 sentences today helped you pause at the right moment, preserve capital, and walk the long road, then this was worth it. And I'll leave you with one final question to carry after the video ends. If today you keep buying the same things as yesterday, how will your life be any different 10 years from now?